I'm Desda Zuckerman. Welcome to my podcast, The World of Sacred Healing, where we learn about and discuss the magic and the mystery of the spiritual life and the deep healing of the soul. If you own a dog or a cat, you probably know they're pretty sensitive to energy. Dogs and cats both respond really well to energy work. They can feel when we need comfort or a cuddle. They know when we're upset or sad, we're angry or happy, and they're able to read us and interpret our behavior. They're very sensitive. It's that subtle connection that makes us feel so close to them. Like they're your little buddy. They understand when human beings might not. When you talk to your pet, do you feel like it really gets you, really understands you? I think so many devoted pet owners do that sometimes I've heard people say, when my pet died, I was more devastated than when my best friend died. So there's a way that animals feel this incredible connective need that we have, this great intimacy. Taking care of your kitty or your doggy means loving them and feeding them healthy food and taking them to the vet when needed, exercising and grooming them regularly. But that often can't be quite enough. I remember my dog Ringo. He was a dog that did not like to have a bath. He was very unhappy about baths. And so I began to prepare him for a bath hours before we would actually do it. And the way that I did that was I started to think of him in the bathtub all soaked up. And I also saw me approving of him and loving him, petting him. And I visualized in my mind a positive bath experience for him. When I started to do that, he slowly but surely got into the bath. So that finally, as he got older, he'd just very happily step right into the tub. So there was something that I was able to do with him. I was able to communicate with him telepathically by visualizing in my own mind what result I wanted and how I wanted him to feel. He was able to pick that up, and there was a definite shift. So through the years, I've had a lot of students ask me to teach an energetic pet care class. And I've used simple and versatile techniques on my own dogs and cats with great results. I had one cat who lived to be over 20 years old, and an ancient creature. And I supported him energetically for many years as he became older and, really was beginning to be a little more unhealthy. And it worked really well. Nothing's harder than seeing your sweet little pet suffer with some difficulty. So knowing how to release them energetically is really rewarding. And you know what? It only brings you spiritually closer to your pet. Because so many of us count on our pets as our best friends and our confidants, as the being who understands us. I've decided to offer a dog and a cat class for anyone who's interested. Unlike other trainings that I do, there's not going to be any prerequisites. So anybody can come and take this class. The techniques I'll share are the kind that anybody can use. But they're sophisticated enough that if you're a professional healer, you'll be able to adapt them for your use. So these are the things that I am going to address in 2 3-hour classes on one weekend. So this is it, pet telepathy. So I'll teach you how to do that, how to ask permission, how to give instructions and encouragement and love. I'll share with you the subtle anatomy of dogs and cats because it's not the same as humans. It's different. Different species have different anatomy, and they are not the same as each other. They're different. We'll learn to identify and lift doggy distress and difficult encounters. Almost all animals have difficult encounters. I remember Ringo and I used to go on walks, and he was a little terrier, so of course he was the owner of every place he went and was in charge, and he was a little tiny guy, but when he was around big dogs, you would think that he was a Rottweiler. Well, he wasn't a Rottweiler. He was a mix, a little terrier Sheltie mix, and he was a little guy. But he would just go right up in the face of these great big Newfoundland dogs or Labrador retrievers or whatever, and he would bark right at them and try to boss them around. So he had a few difficult encounters. And I learned how to lift doggy distress by working with him. But there's also distress for kitties, kitty distress too. And then there are special energies that you can bring in for animal support. And there's another technique I call petting into health to help them be sounder sleepers, better appetites, a happier disposition, a lighter heart. And petting into health is really great with these rescue dogs. It's such a wonderful thing. People are taking in all these rescue dogs, but often they are damaged psychologically and spiritually, emotionally. And petting them into health is a really great way to resolve them and get them through that rough transition. And then there's spay and neuter recovery. So there's a way to do that. So this is going to be a power-packed, exciting class. I hope you will join me and spread the dog and kitty love everywhere around the world. I'll see you soon, hopefully. Thank you so much for joining me. I've loved spending time with you. Please don't forget to leave a review. Visit us at yoursacredanatomy.com.